Oh, let me tilt this up a little bit. Okay, that's better. I did 2 ramble videos. And in my ramble video, obviously you see I have a fascination with pinky rings, and that pinky rings have a symbolic meaning to me because my great-grandfather, he wasn't a man of jewelry. He had maybe tie clips. He had cufflinks, like actual cuffling shirts. He had he worked on the New York subways for 30 years. So he had, when he retired, he got it was a necklace piece that he could have worn on a necklace, which he never did. And there were cuffs for a cuffling shirt that retired New York City subway conductor. I still have them. But he had a pinky ring. It was a gold. That was the only piece of jewelry he ever wore on special occasions. And it's a real gold pinky ring with a pink jewel and 2 diamonds. Now, you have to know, back in the 40s and 50s, Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., the mob, wore pinky rings, and upon men, pinky rings were, like, popular. Still today, in certain men's clubs, you'll see pinky rings. Either their family crest pinky ring, their engraved pinky rings, or their like nickname engraved pinky rings. There are a lot of men's clubs that still have pinky rings, or even golf organizations, special golf organizations have the men wearing pinky rings because it symbolizes like a brotherhood. Like the family crest ring, and that's a big part of England. Like a lot of these fraternities, including the United States, have like a fraternity icon for the index finger. It's a collectible one, but for certain parties, the fraternity brothers wear them.
Yeah, you definitely may keep it down.
So.
James, gotta keep it down.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
I mean it.
Yeah, I know. Shush. Anyway. So.
That's not keeping it down.
People have this whole mentality that pinky rings are meant for these Italians who beat their wives. Well, stereotype right there. I'm somewhat Italian. I'm single. And I believe hitting women is wrong. I don't think hitting women is a-okay. It's completely wrong. So, this is why I have a fascination with pinky rings. Now, I've started to realize a trend. I grew up listening to Frank Sinatra music, and of course Sinatra was friends with people in the mob, but he never was really a part of the mob. And he started this whole thing with his group of friends, and like I said, in the 40s to 50s, it was a big deal with pinky rings, and he got them. Each ring was it was an icon. It just had, it was stamped in R. It was the signature R, which, if you are a music fan or if you just know music history in general, that stood for Rat Pack. And Dean Martin had one, Sammy Davis Jr. had one, Joey Bishop had one, Peter Lawford had one, and some of Sinatra's friends who were in the Mafia had one, even though they had no importance with the Rat Pack whatsoever. So, and I realized something, especially with Sinatra. For the first 50 years of his life, he voted Democrat, and he changed his political spectrum, but didn't change his registration, because the Kennedys really fucked him over, and he wanted to punch them in the balls politically, and he started voting for Republican candidates who he thought would be good for the job. But every successful president, from Kennedy to Clinton, has some involvement with Sinatra's help. So, the point being is, Sinatra, when he voted Democrat, always wore his pinky ring on his left hand, representing that he voted for Democrats. But when he started voting for Republicans, he put it on his right pinky ring to say that he votes Republican, but still has these democratic values. Now, I realize something. I think certain rings, like especially when it comes to pinky rings, and the way you wear them can really show about your political spectrum. And I've looked online for a long time now. How you can tell if someone's a Republican or Democrat based on pinky rings or just rings in general, and there is really no telling how you can tell based on someone's political affiliation based on their rings. But I do have a theory, and this is my theory. If you see someone who's married, of course they're going to have it on their left hand. Although, people who are married, and if they have another ring, which they've been wearing for their whole lives, and it's still one of their like good luck charms and all that, they switch it to their right hand. Now, if it's a pinky ring, fourth finger, middle finger, index, or thumb, it doesn't matter. When they talk about politics, look at their right hand if they're married. If they have a pinky ring on their right pinky, most likely they vote conservative. But if you see someone who is not married or who is married, if they have a pinky ring next to their wedding ring, most likely they vote liberal, Democrat. That's just my own theory. Try it. See if it will work. See you guys.